morning, good afternoon, good night, everyone. So whatever you come from, yeah, welcome to my sessions. I hope you are in the right session. And so let me just clear. Okay. Hmm, Okay, is my okay. So today's session I have the is from play to sustainability value. So using the AI and project management to build the future and ready community. So today's I think this I'm very thankful for PMI UK to invite me to be here again. This is the most fun, most enjoyable session for events for me, especially for the throughout the end of the year. We talk about lots of AIs. It's so stressful, or whether AI is going to replace my job or not. But now this is the most fun things we are doing here. I mean, I'm very very humble. I'm very thankful for PMI UK to invite me to speak again. And this is, I think, it's the most meaningful thing I've been doing for whole years, and I will share with you what I have done these years. Okay, so why this is matter now? I mean, this event is so much important here. Why this is important? And this is the we are going to have many challenges this years. For example, we have tool-driven AI educations, where children learn how to use AI, but not really think how to use AI. They just play with AI and then they don't know why this is. And material drive activity. So every new activity requires new cards, worksheets, and games. And so, but sometimes we don't have that many resources, and we try to save money. Try to be green to go green. We cannot have every individual have one game in front of them. So how should we do this? How should we use AI to overcome this? And one time delivery, the activity ends, and the model is very hard to repeat. So how can we make sure that everybody know how to do this and use the AI or apps we create to make sure that's more sustainable? Also limit scalability. Only the original facilitator can deliver this activity. So how should we overcome this now? So that's a very important thing you have to learn how we can do this, overcome this. I couldn't do this last year because we didn't have the technologies back then. We didn't have AI. I know a little bit about coding, but I couldn't do this in just 30 minutes. But now we can. So let me show you how we can do this and how we can have fun. And I will demonstrate one or two if we have time. In the end, probably go in the end of the sessions. Well, I don't want to spend so much time about me, but I still need to know about me. I mean, this is probably is my LinkedIn account, so feel free to join. Feel free to add my LinkedIn account. And so I have over 20 years plus peer management experience. I have over 3,500 sprints or iterations, depends on how you define your project in Agile. So today's not about Agile, so I'm not going to go in deep into this. But usually one sprint in the past we all did like two weeks or so. Okay, so that's how much thing I have done. And I have 2M and 1CN. So my undergrad is mathematics. I studied quantized coin toss back then. I didn't know what that was back then. I didn't know why it is useful. I spent with my German professor for 2 years. I do like 200 of the exams, the studies, the statistics studies, and about two papers. But I still didn't know how I will go with this. But now, after 10 years after ChatGPT release, and I think I got a feeling I know how to use AI right now. Okay, so that's the benefit. So everything you learned in the university that probably actually coming back to you after like 20 years ago, 20 years. So please don't rush and just it will come to you. So in my graduate school is MBA. So it's two different fields. So one is math, science, another is the arts or business. Or it depends on how you see it. So my entire career is like one change management. And I have four P's here. So everybody knows PMP, and also I have also CBAP here. So business analysis, and MBDP for product managers, and PHR for human resources. And these four actually carry with me throughout my whole career. And I'm very thankful I got this 4 degree what the time has actually stepped into the societies. And I have one PSPO, of course, because doing lots of the agile stuff right now. And for the AI contribution, I usually have PMI. If you probably will see my names in some of the publications. IPM, of course, just did one speech for them yesterday, and then I think we did research paper with them, and also lots of test communities that will probably release. Once I release, I will share with you guys if you follow me on LinkedIn. And also, I did lots of study with Northampton, University of Malaysia, Penghen, and National Taiwan Normal University, and the Fengjian University as well. So I lots of things working on my side, as Alex mentioned this before, but that's about my life. Okay, and I do have day job. Okay, I do have day job. But that day job I cannot really reveal. Okay, so that's about me. That's why I always use my part-time job identity and to share with you guys. And so every time we talk about AI, we talk about techs, right? So we talk about AI and agile. So the biggest two techs in my life. Okay, so that's about me enough. Let's get into the what the real important thing is. So what do you will work away with? I'll actually provide two, I think two links for you to download something. So please wait to the end, and while I will share this link with you. So three things that I'm going to share this you're going to work away with. One is how AI can help us to reuse the existing gains, reduce unnecessary purchase, and minimize material waste. And how gains can be designed with clear learning goals, facilitation, flow risk awareness, and measurable outcomes. And last but not least, we have how project management can turn one-time activity into repeatable, inclusive, and scalable community learning models. So these are the things probably you can learn. And so without further ado, let's go. So today's agenda, first, we are going to have a redesign play for speed learning and extend exciting learning material and skill impact with project management. So that will be the three topic I think we are going to cover in next 20 minutes. So redesign play for sustainable learning. So this is the most important thing we are going to do. So now we are using too much material these days, especially if you're like me, we teach kids every single day. The most renowned things kids will do to your games is just break it, right? And every time, like two or three times, every time they use play board games, especially they play with the project management as probably the most some boring subjects they are considered, and they just play hard with the games. Play hard, I mean really hard, physically hard. So I sometimes it's very hard to reuse them like one or two times after that. So it's almost like everything's one-time class activities. And so I always thinking, how can we make sure that's become repeatable learning experience without purchase many money? And if you are like me, I teach lots of the underprivileged students. Like I go to the daycare centers and go to lots of the orphanage, and those kids will the organization probably don't have money to pay me, and so that's why we always bring our own stuff or own education kits. So that's why it's most important for me to get the things repeatable learning experience. And also we have fixed game rules. And every time you open a board game to teach the project management or teach everything, everything is fixed. And it have own physical rule, physical limitations. You cannot just you cannot just make sure create more creative out of this. So AI generator will get more challenging stuff. And some you can so one game you can use multiple times in for one class, so they will not get bored. And that's how you can reuse it. So you don't have to purchase that. If you have 12 class for one semester, you don't have to purchase 12 of that. You just need probably two or three, so you can use four times for each semester. So it will become much more useful. And then in the past we have those passive environments, entertainments, and now because sometimes the the board games, the game, even though it's the games, right? It has many the big menu like this. It's probably pretty. It's not compare. It's not as much as you see on PM Bach, but it's still like very hard to read. And so that's why it's very positive learning experience. And now we have activity question and reasoning, and because use the AI to do this, I mean, it's much fun, and they can research question, and AI probably can answer do the Q&A for them. And also material heavy setup. Sometimes it's very we when you purchase the board game, it's very big box, right? And the box is very big, and it's very hard to use it, and hard to carry to school. And if you commute like me, I don't drive much. So if you like take a bus, everybody will look at you. And instructor dependent delivery. So because it's very independent, instructor dependable, and I'm not a program instructor. So every time I use gamification as my kid education method, sometimes kids will not like 100% understand. So that's why we use the program to support to assist. That's why it's very important. So the key idea is this. So play becomes accessibility when AI help extend the reuse, access, and learning values. And so make the game more enjoyable. So the games, first of all, will have lower fear and increase engagement. We try to use the AI to create more story out of this. So the kids will actually learn. Sometimes you will find the games dedicated to the one to grade 12 or grade or the junior high school. And so the kids will not probably the younger kid will not understand what is going on. So the story help to build more momentums for them to play. And also we can do the drawing to the more accessible idea to variable and AI rule so we can play with AI. So I will show you one AI's the interactive game with AI. So make the interactive game like more natural and also team challenges so encourage discussion and collaborations. So these are the way the key ideas AI has become much easier to join and while learning start with play. So this is how we began our journey here. So that's what one thing I did with the stuff. I mean, everybody knows Pikmin, right? And of course, we know this. And the kids, when you use the traditional flow or traditional flow chart, people will say, "Oh, what is this? I don't want to see the boring setup, and everything is boring, and this game probably is not fun to play." So that's why we use different kind of setup. Depends on going for example, like well, I will use the Pokemon, I'll use Pikmin, or I'll use everything I can to make sure this board game is more fun to play with. So that's how I did with one class of me. So people can pay attention. So before everything this I set up before everything started. So I will say hello, share something about you, get to know each other, and then choose the team leader, and let's get started. So that's how the stuff. So I'll explain one by one how to do this, and then the kid will actually come to the class and sit down, and actually they will share the story to each others. So this will become much more fun, and probably they will get more attention. Probably think this class will probably much more the much fun to begin with. So that's how we do the story, the play to set supplemental value here, and we try to use everything we can, and especially when last year I introduced this game, and that's like it's very easy. Just like for example, we just show the kids. I just remind you if you didn't attend for last year from last year. What we did is like it's very simple. We just give the kids some question to read, and then they start to drawing this. And then after they draw, I just use ChatGPT or Gemini to get a picture from the Gemini or ChatGPT to ask Gemini if did they recognize this picture or not. So and sometimes well the main of this activity is to train children to play with AI. Sometimes AI from AI perspective, he it or it just didn't realize we are drawing. So this become take a bridge, build a bridge between the kids and the AI. So that's the first way they can start to learning how to communicate with AI. It's just like a communication class, but you start with the drawing and then we start to test each other. Start with the game. So the kids will not feel threatened about this, and then they will feel more comfortable, and they don't need to bring any laptop or bring any tablet to the class, and so they can still enjoy the class. And also they will I also use the other thing building the castle using the Lintech as well. So AI is as a learning rule. So like AI's rule is witness. We could use examples and to like for example, we'll show the AI Detective Academy later. So there's about questioning and reasoning for that games, and also the merchandise for the AI bazaar. So they will negotiate it financial literacy, and also a challenge design just like I showed before the Minecraft and AI drawing to show how to communicate with the AI. And the evaluators, of which AI image reviews and AI scoring, once they will actually see how they get scored, and also game facilitator like the thing up that we'll show you later. So this is almost again the fun we are going to show you this time. And so before everything we go through, let me show you how to do this. I mean, let me get the start to do this for you. I mean, detective. Okay. So, so this is a detective program we are doing this. And the simple is you have to bring your own, I always share with our classroom, our fellow colleagues, and to see is they going to, they are going to use their own API because it's going to really need some AI power to do this. So if you want to do this, I will share link. I will share the link in the end of the day. So can use this if it's your own API. So how this is I create my own app, and the kids can guess because they also like to play detective games, right? And you and me, we always like to do this. So that's why I create like this. So for this is very simple, and we start from this. So we have like this very the simple stage. So we have like one, two, three, four, five, six. We have eight suspect on the screen. So the kids car will start working with the AI here. So like for example, hey, yeah, I was resting on my eyes for the seconds, but I did not see the stuff coming. So I want to open them. So the kids are start asking questions. So probably kids will ask, did he has, well, maybe probably make a bigger one, has blue eyes, and AI will probably try to answer back. So, I don't really remember blue eyes. I think they were kind of not bright like sky, maybe more like storming day. So I'm not sure if the blue was the right color there. So okay, so it's not so whether it were did he or she wear a hat. So okay, so far I can tell that was anything on the head. So probably so we can eliminate the people who has head and probably with the blue eyes or something like that. And so people they can start accuse people. And then probably one more question here. Did he wear red clothes? Oh, so no, not red clothes, and the color will be, or will be more like a thick mixed color with a shape in the grape. So probably is a grape color, and then also the line is probably this tongue. So let's see. Okay, so the case solved. So that's how the kids will play, and kids loves playing this. And every time they ask me to play this, and so they can actually communicate with the AI. So choose the level and look at the suspect here, and then ask the AI witness and think to eliminate and catch the criminal. That's how these games play. And this so it's very easy, and the people just get to play, and it's get harder when the people will show. So we will get to 16 suspect for the hardest level, I think. So that's why the kids are start to think about it a little bit more. So that's how we play during the class, right? So the kids just got drawing in front of me, and they try to play. They try to play with this. And what you probably wonder why this goal is. Its goal is try to communicate with AI without any burden. So this is their first time to communicate with AI. They will use AI weakness to overcome, to find the suspect. Probably they will ask two questions or three questions at one time. So but the AI will answer them one by one. So that's how they start to play with this. And then we will just simply use OpenAI model. I use this game for like only 10 to 20 minutes and fix for one day, and then you can just go online. And you guys can use this with your own API. So this is the most fun thing you can do, and the most use minimum resources and has create the most fun. And this is reusable, right? So you don't need to bring that every time. Just bring your laptop. Of course, I bring that every single day, and so it's also easy to do this. Right. So that's how we play the game here. So and then the next one is we try to extend existing learning materials. So now we have to reuse the existing games here, and then the game will probably get used, and probably will not able to use the game as mentioned before in the first class, and the generate digital task and added adaptive rule. It's very hard for me to do this, and so that's why it's very hard for me to use this, and so and I used to spend so much time, and I don't have big room here, so you have to resonate with me. So I don't have a big room. So every time I stuff back in my room, my kids and my wife complains. So that's why I cannot do this, right? And then so that's why we do this, and we use the game here and to play with this. And so we are going to reuse this and then have fun with this. So for this example, is the extended string with AI. I'm not sure you guys are familiar with the string game here. It's really like a bingo here, right? So it's like bingo, and then you have the bingo have fun and with added numbers here, so like that. And probably I will show the string games here. Yeah, so this is a string board game. Probably if you have seen this before. This is probably like a bingo game with added little bit again, more numbers here. Probably if you see this game before. But the thing is, every time you play with the string game here, and then the one we draw the numbers from the bag is probably is very hard to do. I mean, sometimes we pick the same number, kids will say, "You guys are cheating," right? So it's not fair. This game not fair. So that's why how do we do this? We try to create more best way to do this. And this is a Shringan simulator. We do this before. So we simulate the way we draw the game. So now that's we use English, and we use the tips here. So step one, draw a number. And then so each round we randomly draw one number ties from the bag. The bag have number 1 to 30 plus one amazing wild card. And then second one, I will just explain to the kids, right? So write it down. You must write down the drawing numbers on the sheet. No skipping around. Think carefully about what your places, and then arrange the small to the edges, small to big. And your goal is to try to catch the biggest chain ever, and you can get you can score the most. And then the wild card is you use like superstars. You can play with a random number, and then count your score. So that's how we play this. And then so this game I just created, you can play this offline here as well. So you can just draw one, make a lucky draw here. So the game will start drawing, and then each time I just press a number here. And sometimes I will ask the kids come out the stage to make the draw, and they have much more fun with this. And they will probably answer they will not watch the screen every single time. And each time we use the projectors, we don't use the TV here. So that's more it's most fun and saving here. So this is the way we do this every single time. Yeah, and that's it's fun, and we can play to the end. I sorry I don't have the sound here, but if you hear the sound, probably it's really like the casino setting here, right? So and the people will shout out numbers. Oh, I want 29, I want 29, and then the 29 is getting here. So it's most fun here to play with. And so that's how we do the less dependency on the components. We can adjust speed. We don't need to draw, and people will not. Every time everyone can make a draw here, right? Every time I make a draw, so they will not say, okay, these guys always pick the number they want. And so that's most fun. And then the drawing ball. Sometimes one ball will missing. Entire game is going to waste it. But now it's okay, and because we can reuse and redo this again. And so this is most fun to play with this. So let's set up. less loss, and more replay. And also we have the play again on that. This one we don't use the screen that much. So this is our actually set out for the game. I don't think you can see this or not. This is the animals they are playing with. So the original game is that we have pick off the cards to see which number which animal is missed disappear, and then the kids are going to grab the animals from our table here. So is that which animal is different, which animal belong to together. So we can make sure that we can more way to play with this. And so to be able to show this, we can just get to the screen here to see. Yes, do I have here? Yes. Okay. So for example, we have the team A. Let's get bigger here. A and B. So the kids can actually just play, it's easy or hard. So who is missing? And then we have count for 10 seconds here. We can set up and also 4 round here. If we can make sure all the animals here, we can also add animals. If you try to purchase another one, I like from toy store, right? So that's we can start again. So after 10 seconds, the kids are trying to memorize all the animals here. And then after 10 seconds, the card will flip, and one animal will miss. And then the kids, when the kids realize which animal missed, they will come to the table to grab whatever the animal is missing here. And then this is the first thing they can. And sometimes, I think most of the time, the kids are asking me how can I create this? And then so I start to work with them, so web coding in the class so they can actually bring some if they want to, right? I cannot force them to do this because I just volunteer. But if they want to, they can actually get something back in the class from the class, right? So they will review the answer. Oh, okay, it's Hebrews missing. I mean, if there are two things, then I get if team B is win, then team B get 1 point. So it's very simple and very fun for it. And this is and I create version for the Chinese and the English version as well. So this is most fun for this. And also, if you want to play, also we can do this. Use English here. See, okay. So we can see the old one out. So this is another way to play this. And so if we have 4 round here, we can start again. So the kids can guess which one is unique, which animal is unique. So they can test out knowledge here, right? And then after that, we'll get a screen out. They will discuss this for entire group. And then this is not it's an original play. This is the game I work with AI. So the AI suggests me that we can play like this, right? So we can read its answer. Okay, it's buffalo because all the gentle animals, but buffalo are dangerous animals. So the kids start to learning what is the animal is look like, and they can start learning biologies or yeah in the class. And so I can pick one winners here. So as well, it's very easy for me to do this. And so every time, and then if you got hard questions, probably will get more animals here around here. And then, for example, here, for example, like there's 9 animals. They have memorized this, and then 1 or 2 animal is missing, right? So and 3 animals missing here. So they'll have to guess which city animal. If they get all of them right, then they can get the answer here. So there's 3 animals are missing, and then also I can get the B here team to win. So this is how this game play. So and the best part is I can add one more way to play with this. This only 2 way to play. And then if my kids got bored, and then probably I can work with AI to get more game to play more way to game play with this. And so how to play, I still now I use all the flow chart using AI to create. So the kids can actually learn how to do this without any burdens here. Okay, so that's how we play in class. You can see this in class, and it's for fun. And so this is the way. Let's see one more time. Sorry about that. So this is the more thing we can do here. So from material-based to system-based, we can do the more adaptive processes, more AI-generated tasks, adjust the difficulties as well. So depends on, and the kids will not find boring. And once every time you find boring, you can start create new idea next time, and you can make customer for this customized games for this entire group. And then they will feel honorable. They can actually learn how to work with AI, and then the next time probably they can create their own games as well. So it's continuous update design, it's shareable prompt and rules and app. So that's is how we do. And then because I put on GitHub, and then so everybody who wants me to use this, I can share with my colleagues as well, so they can also recreate whatever they want. Okay, so and also scalable impact with the project management. And I think we have the time here. I think how much time we have. Okay. And then so project management actually make it repeatable. So we have the value here. We have what ability should children's develop and scope and how are on the one event, a series of the reusable modules and stakeholders, the children are and the parents are go together. So if you really you see my pictures clearly, I mean, I always ask the parents to play with us. And this is more fun because also all those kids are from the underprivileged uh, parents, and they don't have the much resources to go to use, right? And so that's the most important thing: is how they can recreate the same scenario back to their home. If I use the same same set of the game, I cannot ask them to buy, right? And I cannot let them take it home. So if I have the app, they can really bring those home and just download this. And that's very easy to recreate the same environments. So that's the way I really want to achieve, right? So not many people actually can afford all the board games. And so how do we can do this? We can achieve like this way. And so the risk that we are going to AI accuracy, safeties, and cultural sensitivity and learning gaps. So that's how we can project management. We are going to do. We do lesson learns. We do rituals, right? So every time we finish the class, we do the ritual together with the kids, with the parents, and with all volunteers who work with me, so we can actually can deliver the better project next time. And that's why we use AI is much important here, right? So use AI much important because we need to create that scenario. We can create a customer experience for the kids, so the kids can actually go to actually play with it at home, right? So this is much more important thing together here to do this. And so we like this. We always have the team together, and then I always like to share for free, and to like you guys, we just share everything to the guys. I actually teach them how to set this up, and hand by hand for free, and also they can learn from this. And so we are try to make the maximum value within our communities. And I also, if you really want, I can go to UK, and if the PMI UK invited me here, right? So this is much easier for me to do, and this is the most fun thing we can do together and learn together with each other, and that's how things to go. So a simple delivery framework is like this: we define learning value here. We want to know whatever the kids really want in the first hand. And then we reuse the existing material without any waste and much burden. And we add one AI roles and mechanics to make sure that it can get along with AI. And that's much important thing what I want to show. And design for low waste, what we can reuse and digitalize. And the facility and team learning, so how will children discuss and collaborate. So each of game you see is a collaboration game. They play together, they think together, and they work together. And so I measure and improvements. So every time in the end of class, we do the ritual, and we do the lessons sessions, so that the kids and the children understand what we're going to show, and then we understand. Oh, I hate this game. Okay, so what we can do for next time. So project management, AI, we always like to teach the kids like this way, so they understand how to do this. Okay. And then, so the learning outcomes participate as scalable outcome and inclusive outcome. So that's the thing we are doing here. I think people are trying to, okay, SDGs for 10, 12, and 17. So I will probably the PM you can share this class. So these are all the things you can connect to the SDGs. So call to actions. What exciting resource can we extend? What learning value do we want to create? How can AI help us to reduce waste and increase? And how can project management make it repeatable? So that's the call to action here. And these are the resources you can show on the screen. So you can play with this. Some of them you can play with this. The two of them, AI Academy, and play with more or less board games. If you just put this animal here, you can play with this. And so thank you. And I will leave this here, and probably Alexandra will leave you for
Yes.
some time to download this. Yes.
Thank you so much, Tao. It was great. We have many questions. I'm not sure if we'll be able to
Really?
answer all of them. So
Okay.
let's start with the first one. I know, does it work? No. What ethical considerations needs keep in mind while redesigning game for kids?
Sorry, go again. So,
Yeah, I will read it again. Sorry. What ethical considerations you need to take into account while
mm.
you create new games for the children?
Well, actually we try to make sure that everybody have fun with this. It's most important. And we try to get the most of the game are create from basically I recreate from the board game that's right now. So the game will not actually get hurt by ethic or not, and then so every time I do this, I will try to ask myself, is this going to be harmful or not, or damage to the kids or not? And then so I will also play with my kids. I have two kids. I have 7 years or 8 years. They play this game first, and they give me the feedback, and then I will start to look at this how this is going to work. So that's how I create the game here. And yeah, no, actually, no, if you create from the game that already exists and very renowned, probably that will not have ethical problem. But if that game like AI Detect Academy here, probably I will to think twice if this is going or not. So I will go to the teachers around me to check if this is right or not, and that if, are they think is comfortable or anything is not okay, so I can fix this. So this version, I think I fixed for 3 times or 4 times. We do with the teachers, and other education volunteers, and we come with this games. So that's
Mm-hmm.
my answers. Yes.
Perfect.
Oh,
Then we have another question. How did you prevent AI to hallucinate, and how did you validate the answers when you designed the app?
yes. Okay. So that's the thing we do, and so that's why we test every time, twice or 3 times, like play with the children, play with my kids. So we test entire thing like we do. You know, we are in the software industry, right? So we test everything out, like entire thing out. We do the QA and QC, make sure. So hallucination, of course, sometimes hallucinating, but actually, in the past, like one half a years ago, like in last December, probably we see lots of hallucination. But nowadays, if you use cloud or codecs to create these scans, and it's probably like 90% will not hallucinate. And if you got the right references to them and could get all the materials you have on your hands, and they will recreate perfectly. So actually 95% or underestimate that 95% will still underestimate. So that's now I'm very comfortable with what AI created.
Okay, another question. Aren't you worried that exposing children to screens and AI will limit the development of their abilities and
Yes.
critical thinking, social skills? And then, how did you plan and manage this impact?
Yes. No, that's a very good question. I think I mentioned this one while I talk. I see this question is very good questions. And so yes, and that's the big question. But think about this. Every time I think about, I have dilemmas. right? So every time the if you play with the original games and traditional setup without any AIs, then kids will not come to class and it will cause more social problem. That's first thing I think about. And it will cause more situations on the streets and more thing happen in the street. So that's why we don't want. So that's why it's how trade-off here. And so that's and every time I design a game, I try to limit it. Like for example, the more or less, the kids will not actually you try to watch the screen too much time because they can go to grab. I don't think you can see the panda here, right? And so they can see they will go very busy to grab anything they have. They will have lots of discussions with each other. As I mentioned before, every game I create are the collaboration games. They play in teams. So they will not lose anything, lose any communication or cooperation skills, and they increase their cooperation skill as well. And another thing is the thing I mentioned. If you attend to my session, other session, AI sessions, the thing I really want to show them is you have to communicate collaboration not only with your teammates right now. In the future, in the next 2 years or 3 years, you will have most likely to work with AI agents. How can you work with AI agents? Is all AI agent going to hallucinate? Is AI agent going to cheat on you? Is AI agent going to make a mistake and they don't want to admit? And so this is their first time to actually get in touch with AI. Some of them, most
Mhm.
of them, because they don't have many resources back home. So how can they do this? And so communication will not only do the communication collaboration with your colleagues and your classmates, but also think about how to collaboration with your AI. So that's the most important thing I think right now is the most important thing for me. I mean, what level? Probably you will ask what level should I think the most about? I ask my teammates or ask my teams. Every time you find the first line pop up or first log pop up from your screen. For example, you're using the Anthropic, using the OpenAI. The first line pop up, you will understand this AI is working well or not today. So that's how tough I treat my teammates. And so that's how I think this most important thing is you have to understand every evidence AI will show you, and then you will detect this very in the very early statements, early periods, and you can detect this, and then you can know AI is doing right or wrong today, and then you're going to replace this, or you're going to redo your prompt or anything like that to make sure this works correctly. So that's why I think it's most important soft skill right this year because in the future, in the next 2 to 3 years, you are all going to work with 10 to 20 AI agents and kids as well while doing the same things. So that's what I think is most important. That's why I bring the AI to schools.
Perfect. I see in the chat so many people say it's amazing work and they love your presentation. I dropped down in the chat the link to the Menti survey. So if you want to obtain your PDU code, please um, fill out the survey. Tao, it was amazing presentation as always. It was a pleasure to have you here. And well, thank you so much.